What's
Yo,
up?
what is good, everybody? It is Saturday morning, and we are here for episode 2. I am Mr. Five Star, Tony Clapper, and as always, I'm joined with the most epic Michael Watson. What's good, Michael?
Oh, what's good? Not much, around this. Had some technical issues that were irritating today, but
You gotta
we're
hate
gonna work through
those.
it.
Gotta hate those technical issues, but if anybody can work through them, Mr. Most Epic can work through them. I know
Uh,
that guy. I know he works through them problems. So last week we were on the show and we were talking about points of articulation and sculpt and all this stuff. And we had some people that weren't in the action figure game that really didn't know what we were talking about when we mentioned a few things.
Absolutely. So
And we don't want that. We
we
want
don't.
people to come onto the show and be like, "Oh, okay." If you're new, we was under the assumption probably that everybody that was watching the show would be action figure collectors also, and they would know. And we
Mm-hmm.
don't want to assume anything. So Michael Watson, being the man that he is, he's like, let's do a tutorial on just a few things. And so we got some. Mike, you want to show what you got?
Yeah, yeah,
What you
yeah.
cooking
So
up?
I think some of this stuff is really, really cool. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and act like that we are the gurus and all. See how I just did that and I fucked up. Not gonna sit here and act like we are the gurus and know-it-alls of everything, but
We are not.
I just want to kind of give you, or we just want to kind of give you guys ideas of what we're thinking here um, with these figures.
So when we do our scale on what articulation, you guys know kind of what we're talking about.
Yeah. So yeah, when we're talking about articulation, we're talking about movement of the figure. How much movement does the figure have? How many
Yeah.
points of articulation? And a point of articulation would be where a figure, a joint, neck, head, uh, knees, feet, hands would move, articulate. How much
Yeah.
movement does the figure have?
Think about your human body and how much your human body moves. You can look
Absolutely.
down, you can look up. And the point of it is let's just say, let's take a Batman figure, for instance. You want a Batman figure, you want him on a high shelf, you want him to be able to look down, correct? He wants
Yes.
to look down. You have a Superman figure that you want to fly, you want to be able to have him look up in a nice flying pose. So all
Mhm.
these things play into effect. You got a nice martial arts figure. You're gonna want these leg joints here that are showing. You're gonna want them to be able to move in a way that you can get the poses that represent the character.
Right. You want to have little joints and pins. Most figures have pins in them, kind of like this, and like what's assembled here on the leg. Like my gargoyle figures, while they are sculpting beauty, their articulation in the head and wings suck
Yeah.
because with the wings on, you can't move the head anymore. And that like classic looking down pose is like all you can do. You can't have them look up, and like the head is actually sculpted on instead of being like a softer material or
Hmm.
plastic material that could be movable. So in that regard, the articulation for those figures suck or whatnot in my eyes. But this is how I thought these were great examples of how figures are put together. So you
Nice.
see all the different colors is a different piece of that figure that would connect to a joint and move, and that's what
You'll,
we are talking
you'll
about.
and you'll notice on the leg where it has the double joint. So if you hear it say double jointed leg, it's because it moves not only above the knee but below the knee. The same thing with the
Mhm.
elbow, double jointed elbow. Those kind of things that you'll hear us say, um, and that's why it moves above and below. Um, Nice shoulder articulation showing off there. So yeah, man, that was a good idea, Mike. That was a win on your behalf, showing that off. I enjoyed that video.
Well, the one thing that we both appreciate in a figure is the last one I'll show here is butterfly joints.
Oh yeah,
This Hulk does not have any butterfly joints. Those joints would be located where the shoulders connect with the chest. And this figure is already pretty articulated, but when you get butterfly joints on a
hmm
figure, your articulation goes to the next level. You're
think
able,
about your chest and all the movement that you do, moving forward and moving your arms back. That's what those butterfly joints are going to do for like our
Yeah.
archers. It gives them better, motion with the bow. You wouldn't have that hawk right there wouldn't be able to do a flex pose like the other one with the butterfly joint. See how he's
Right.
kind of got that flex, and that's what you want with that hawk flexing out, looking mean. You wouldn't be able to do that with the other one.
Absolutely. And then when we're talking about sculpts, when
Whew.
we say sculpt, it is how you sculpt the figure, how you chisel the figure to look like whatever character that they're supposed to look like. Like this is a very well sculpted
Yeah,
head sculpt.
that's high end.
Yeah, that's high end. You're not going to get that. And then there's levels to it. So
Yeah,
you got to understand the price point of each
price
figure that
point.
you're
Yep.
buying, and match that price point with the expectation of the level of sculpt. This is more like a hot toys
Yeah,
level, which is $200-300 a figure or something like that.
yeah. You're gonna have to definitely pay attention to the price point. It goes a lot into it. But just
Mm,
looking at this, man, it's cool how I mean that's like a puzzle, man. You're putting it together, and all
yeah,
those little pins and all that stuff just make it to where you can move this guy around. I actually have some of them Action Force figures right there, and they are fun to pose.
yeah. If my expectation for an action figure is when I is this is the level of articulation that I'm
Yeah.
expecting for the figures that I pay for, and
Hmm.
um and for maximum posability movement, so you can get all those type of different action poses and stuff in there. But just wanted to break that down for you guys so you kind of saw more under, for those of you that are just getting into toy collecting, would understand
I like
some
that.
of the vocabulary and vernacular that we're using on the show, or have a better understanding of what we are judging these figures on or whatnot.
Speaking of judging, it's my personal favorite time of the show where we
Mhm.
get to run them dollars.
Run them dollars, run
We
them
get to
dollars.
run them dollars and see what's going to be affecting our wallets
Let's see.
coming up in the
Yes,
run them
yes, yes.
dollars.
Running them dollars. Where we at? There we go.
Here we go. What we got up first? I'm excited to see what we got on the. What up, Ryan? Okay, we're going straight into the Dungeons and Dragons movie that came out. Now you're gonna have to forgive me, Mike. You might know the character's name. I do not know these
Oh,
characters' names.
I'm terrible at the character's name. All I know is they are from an amazing movie, an
Yeah,
amazing movie called Dungeons and Dragons, which is fantastic. Let's see here. Which
yeah.
view looks best? I think this one is best. All right. All right. This figure here. Well, let's go back. All right, slow it down. I saw these figures at Walmart. Oh no, you're good, Ryan. Uh, I'm not crazy about this. It does look like him,
Yeah.
but seeing this figure, and I saw him, and this is the thing that also sucks about windowless toys. Um, ooh, I
Mm,
the whole set was available at Walmart. I walked
yeah.
in, they were all there.
Okay,
Um,
we got Ryan in the
so,
comments giving us the knowledge. We
yeah, yeah, yeah.
appreciate it.
But not a figure that I'm crazy about. He looks, I mean, it looks like he has plenty of articulation. The costume's accurate, but it it just falls below the line to me though. Like it just does
Yeah,
not look. It's just not a figure I'd pick up, man.
I can agree. I would say out of the whole line because they did drop the other figures, this one would be the one that I might pick up just because we don't have representation.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I agree with you. I mean, he looks like he has like that standard Hasbro articulation, but I'm
Yeah,
wondering if all that stuff that he's got on is going to hinder that articulation. It looks like it probably would.
it
I don't know how
absolutely looks like
soft goods. I don't know how soft those goods are, but it just falls kind of. It just falls under the radar. It falls under the radar,
that.
and
Yeah,
it's not quite there.
yeah, the paladin. Yeah, I've and I couldn't put my finger on it, but you're right. All the stuff on there just looks like it would hinder the figure. And this isn't even a figure
Mm,
that like I'm not impressed with. And then if I got all of them together, I'd be happy with it. Like the Eternal figures, I just, and it's
yeah,
not just his figure. It is this one too, because I
yeah,
mean I wanted to get these toys. I love this movie, and I wanted Letty. And I know
Yeah,
that's not her name in the movie, but she is forever Letty to me. And every
yeah.
film, I'm going to call her Letty. And her figure didn't look good either. That face
Plus,
is busted.
yeah, the face is busted, and with both figures that we're showing here, the accessories aren't there.
Yeah,
Um, I any figure that is going to be in any kind of action at all, give me two head skins. I want a plain standard, and I want an action ready
yeah.
face. Um, and then I don't. Does she have weapons, or does she? What does she do? I don't
I think
know.
she had like a slingshot thing on her arm, but like, look, I don't even see
Is
the
that what
attempt.
that thing is
Yeah, I don't
over
even see
there?
like any butterfly joints, so you could make that pose. Hey guys, we talk
She
figures,
might.
butterfly joints.
No, she don't. She does not have butterfly joints.
Uh, every time we say butterfly joints, we're gonna ring a bell, like on Sesame Street, because that's the word of the day.
It's the word of the day. That is the
Um,
word of the day.
her face sculpt looks terrible to me. It just looks like a basic figure.
Yeah.
And I know that toy lines or toy companies come out with these like three different levels of figures, like a super basic one for little kids, one
Hmm.
for collectors who like us, and then like sometimes there'll be a super advanced figure or whatnot. But
These look
yeah, I'm
real
not feeling
basic.
this. And I know I kind of skipped ahead, but I think we should just gauge these two together.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, that's fine.
And let's see here. For me, uh, and it looks like they got all the parts and bits, but they look cheap. That's it. They look cheap.
They look cheap. Yeah, they look
They
cheap.
look cheap. They absolutely look like they need to be $10, $12 figures, and they're like 28, $30
Yeah,
figures in a
it's gonna
box.
be a one for me, dog.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll with that. It's one might
One
here
might.
across the board on these figures.
You hate to see it.
You hate to see it. You hate to see it, but that's the way it is sometimes.
Sometimes. Then we
All
got
right,
the McFarlane. Uh, is it Captain Adam? Captain
Captain
Adam.
Adam.
Yeah. There's so many Adams. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
DC's got a lot of Adams.
They do. They do. Um,
What do you think?
I don't care.
Not at all.
Not at all. I don't care about Captain Adam. He only mattered in that one animated episode where Superman beat the brakes off his ass.
Yeah.
Um, and he does. He has some very good articulation, but the costume is so plain.
Yeah.
It's just like,
I can already see the marveling. Now, here's another term of the day. Sometimes when you get solid colored figures like this that are shiny, like silver and gold, you get
mhm,
little marvels in the paint, and that's where the paint pretty much rolls, and it's got like this weird circle effect in it. And you can kind of see it where there's like some extra lines through there
yeah,
in the chest. That happens with shinier figures. This looks like a nightmare
yeah.
waiting to happen.
I would say the head sculpt is really good,
Yeah,
and the effects that go on to them are good. But then, like,
the trigger fingers make no sense.
yeah, the trigger figures. I was just about to say that trigger fingers make no sense. He don't hold no guns.
He
He
looks like he's
fires.
about to blast.
Yeah, he fires blast from his hands. So
Pew
why
pew.
doesn't he have flight hands
Yeah,
or blasting hands?
yeah, I
Obviously,
agree.
obviously fist, because he is super strong. I see we got the extra points of articulation in the feet. Um, it's a decent figure, but I'm not crazy about it. And it's those little details for me that
Yeah,
are bothersome for me. So
I, I, I think people who enjoy the character will probably get the character.
yeah,
Um, it's still with McFarlane the whole diaper part. It really stands out on some figures more than it does
yeah,
others.
yeah, it does.
Um,
Especially these one toned colored figures.
one tone colored figure like him, it's gonna stand out. Um,
I'm
oh, because
I'm
of the head
two.
sculpt, I'm gonna go two. That's what I was gonna say.
I'm
Because of the
two.
head sculpt, it's got some power accessories. Um, I'm gonna go two as well.
Yeah, and I mean it's not a figure I'm buying. I don't care about Captain Adam.
No,
Um,
I won't
no.
buy it either.
All
It's a
right.
pass for me.
Business gangster Hulk.
Joe
I don't know
Fig's.
why he has a machine gun, but let's ride out the thing. Let's
I
let's ride out the thing.
look. this might be a figure that this is hands down a figure that I probably won't get
Hmm.
just because I don't have the need for it. But if I did want a gangster ass Incredible Hulk, I would get this guy. His face, both faces capture what he's about. I feel like
Hmm.
the head sculpts look great, the hair looks great, that
Hmm.
smug look on the one with the hat.
Yeah.
You get the gun, you get your hands accessories. The paint looks dope. The suit looks smooth. I would rock with this if this was a figure that I felt like I needed or wanted or a character that I cared about. I would grab this figure.
Hmm. So sculpt is on point. Head sculpts are there. The hat, the gun, the handkerchief, the paint job. All this is like on point. Like lots and lots of articulation, or a good amount of articulation for a Hulk figure. The hand sculpts are there, but this is pretty uniform work for Hulk. Um, I feel like I want more because there's so many Hulk figures, and I think you can do more. Um, I think the head sculpts are pretty spot on. I love the hair, the smile, like you said, the smug look is
Yeah,
spot on. That's probably one of my favorite head sculpts that I've seen for Hulk. But again, lacking on the accessories. That
yeah.
gun should have a firing accessory on top of it, and
Mm,
should have attachable flying bullets. So if he's shooting that gun like da 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 da, there should be a a clip or spray of bullets coming out of
mm.
there, like with the smoke attached to it, so it's coming out of the gun, and the gun should have a firing accessory on there. I mean, people, if we're gonna make the toys, let's make the fucking toys, right?
Let's make
Um,
them.
he's a gangster. I never saw the book where he was a gangster, but when I see gangsters who are dressed like this, they smoke cigars. Where's his cigar? Where's,
I think Wolverine was smoking the cigars when they were together.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. And I know they're not gonna do this, but that suit jacket, and I know it would increase the price, and this figure's probably already $40. But I would
Yeah.
like an interchangeable suit jacket that had
Mm.
battle damage,
Okay.
and two replaceable arms that had battle damage.
Nice.
So, because I mean, I'm very sure there's a time when he got frisky, and he had to Hulk out, and I'm sure
Yeah.
people shot him a whole bunch, and his suit has been torn up. But again, that's a dreamer wish.
That
But the
isn't.
gun
Yeah. It's.
accessories, the gun accessories, sure, absolutely should be there. Or what are you giving this figure, Tony?
I want to say it's the best figure that we've seen today.
Oh, it is. It is for sure.
Um, I'm gonna go with a. I'm gonna go with a three. I'm gonna go with a three, and
Three
it,
mites.
yeah, I'm gonna go with three.
I agree with that. That's exactly the realm that I was in. Three mites on this figure. Just because, and I know the jacket and the arms is asking a lot, but the gun accessory, absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely.
they've done things like that. That's the thing. Hasbro, you have a huge corner of the market. You've been putting out figs and accessories. Quit, being picky and choosy which accessories go with the characters when they make sense. Like all
Right.
the same gun accessories should just go. See that look right there? I love that smug look.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That
It's good. It's
it's a
really
good
good.
head sculpt for
All right.
sure.
Next up, Mandalorian.
The Mandalorian.
Big fan,
Din
big fan of Mandalorian and
Dinjarin.
figures. But I'm gonna tell you right now, I ain't got a lot to say about this because I've got this figure. They have
Yeah,
released this figure so many damn times with different accessories,
yeah.
and it is a good sculpt. It is good articulation. I enjoy this figure. It's really a fave of mine for Star Wars. But for this to be the 17th release of this figure, and you just gave me a fucking kyber saber, I'm gonna cut right to the meat and potatoes of this, Tony. I'm giving it two mites.
Hmm. Okay. Okay.
I mean,
Did we only get the one photo?
we only got the one photo.
Okay. I know he does come with a knife also, which he doesn't hasn't had before. I know this might not be a big deal to some people. The paint looks a little bit more crispy, a little bit more shiny to me. Um, I'm gonna go with three. I'm gonna go with three on this.
Tony's going with three. So,
Yeah,
but here's my thing. Y'all, stop being fuckers. Stop it. You know we like Mandalorian. I get it. The figure should have been. You should do a figure a season for Mandalorian, and just give me all the fucking accessories, man.
yeah,
Just do a end of the season, and if you don't want to spoil the season, then make the figure come out, a couple weeks after the show is done airing, or after a couple weeks or whatever, and
I
just give
agree with
me
that.
all the accessories in a call it the season ending, like season finale Mando,
Yeah,
and just give me all the like don't breadcrumb me with the damn accessories on this
that's what they
toy.
want to do. They want you to open up that wallet, Michael.
Hey, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. My Mando right there. I,
Oh
I,
yeah, I
I,
won't.
I'll find those accessories on eBay or something.
Yeah, this isn't a figure that I'll be getting because, like you said, I already have the fig, so it's not something that I feel like I need at all. Um, Now if I hadn't had the figure and I had waited, I might get this one over the one that I have. But I already got it. I already got that representation on my shelf, so I'm cool.
Absolutely. Oh wait, no, there is another one. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I mean, great. Super good for posing the chicken, but I'm not about to spend another $30. I
for a
already didn't
knife.
want to spend $30 on a figure for
Yeah,
a knife and a kyber saber when one of
yeah,
the other figures come with a kyber saber,
true, very true.
and I'm damn sure not about to do it for this little punk ass knife. All right.
I agree.
Now this is a teenage Ahsoka, I believe, right
Yeah, it's
from
like
the show.
early seasons. um, this is one that I'll probably be picking up for sure.
Hmm.
I like the Padawan early season. A lot of people have been waiting for this figure in the 6 inch. This is the first time they released a figure in the 6 inch,
Mm.
and that's the kind of stuff we want. Things that haven't been released in the 6 inch.
Yeah,
Give us those figures.
absolutely,
Um,
absolutely.
it looks like it captures the show perfectly. You get some hand accessories, obviously, because she does have two holding hands because she's got the two sabers.
Hmm.
She's got like the hand that looks like she's using the force again. They could do more with the force effects if they wanted. They haven't done that yet. Um, it looks like there's some soft goods on there. So the paint and everything looks here to me. What do you think, Mike?
I think it's a very solid figure. Good paint job. The minimum on articulation, and I like that hand back there a lot. But I'm not gonna get this figure. I already have an Ahsoka. I don't. I think I have two Ahsoka figures.
Mm,
Maybe. The only Ahsoka figure that I'm going to get will be the Fig Arts Ahsoka figure.
nice,
That's the only other one I'm going to get as far as Hasbro with their greedy asses go. I've gotten my Ahsoka.
nice. Okay, I'm gonna give this. I'm gonna go three on this.
I'm going to rock with you on the three mites. Yeah, three mites on this one.
Yeah, it's like you said, it's nothing special really with the articulation. It does what it's supposed to do. It holds the average. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
What they could have did is release this as a 3-pack with a young Ahsoka, this one,
mhm.
and then the older Ahsoka with all the accessories. Really make it a worthwhile spend,
Yeah,
or whatnot. Because all she's coming with is her two lightsabers and maybe two other hands. I
yeah,
mean,
I would
I
say
know
it's
we're not
probably
going to
two.
get. I know we're not going to get a different head.
No, yeah, you're
I
right.
I guess we're just a victim of the big bad toy machine. So, but yeah.
Okay, then we going into the droids. These were used. These were like General Grievous's like bodyguards.
Hmm.
Um, Meh.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, these are cool figures, but then at the same time, these should really be a 3 or 4 pack of these figures, of figures like this. Like,
Yeah. Especially with Star Wars, man, it's just hard to. These are the type of figures that you'd want at least four of them to really make sense on your shelf.
yeah,
And buying one at $25 to $30 is tough, man. And then also with these guys, you know what's about to happen to them. They're about to get cut up with a lightsaber,
right.
right? So give me some battle damaged ones. You know, if I want to set up a cool display to where there's some that are ready to fight, there's some that are already getting cut up in half. Like I should be able to, if they're gonna charge for these for these um, army builder is what I call them, because these are figures that you want multiple of. They're not special in any way. They're just part of an army.
Yeah.
Um, Give me some ways to make them look cool, uniquely on the shelf. Like
Like
Anakin's cutting down two of them, like two of them are coming towards him or something. You just it's
three pack,
hard.
3 pack minimum, and 2 of them should have the ability to be battle damaged. Especially when you're, like you said, when you're fighting a Jedi, they should there should be well at least one figure that you can cut in half, but like
Yeah,
it's serrated and you can have it stuck in the air like that and make it look like a lightsaber pass through them.
yep.
And yeah, the $25 to $30 for these basic figures that you know are army fillers
Mm,
is I know y'all know they're gonna say, but they're still an action figure. We still have to make a separate mode for them. But you guys don't have to charge that price though. You
yeah.
really don't. Like it's like
And we've seen that you don't because
McDonald's charges $5 for large fries, but it really costs them 15 cents or 25 cents to make
yeah,
fries. Per order. Like the upcharge is ridiculous, and like you would sell so many more if you would do a 3 pack. And then I know you're already thinking about it. Like just give us a 3 pack with battle damage. I would do that.
yeah,
I would buy a 3 pack of regular figures and a three
yeah,
pack with the battle damage. I would
yeah,
do that all day, and you would probably get me buying 2 or 3 packs at a $25 to $30 price range for those, just so I could build my army and have Mace Windu and Kylo Ren tearing through these figures in
yeah.
my Star Wars setup.
I
You,
agree.
I think you win in the long run with that and getting more people to do it because there's so many people trying to make toy setups as toy collectors. But no,
Yeah,
I'm gonna. I mean, I'm not buying it. But if I really wanted to, I'm gonna have to buy each one of these figures. Then I'm gonna have to fuck the figure up myself and set it up to be battle damage.
yeah,
And
yeah,
but I spent $30 on this one. You could have just. It's infuriating. And
yeah,
it's like you said, it's a basic toy.
yeah,
I'm pissed. I'm back down 2 months. Hasbro gets on my
yeah.
nerves.
I'm gonna give it two because just of the lack of um, just different things I can do with it.
Yeah,
I agree with you on that. It's tough, man, because like this figure doesn't. I mean, it's not like it's Anakin. It's not like it's Darth
yeah,
Vader. Like this is
yeah.
a nobody. You know what I mean? And really, I just want if you want the representation, okay, cool, you can get it. But like really, if you want true representation, you want more than one.
Right.
So the only way I'd grab this figure is if I happen to go into like Ollie's or a discount store and they have a bunch of them for like $10, and I'm like, okay,
Absolutely.
I'll grab a
And
couple of these.
and if you try to convince me and say, well, like if you did this and you were like, well, we still want you to pay $25 to $30 for the Anakin figure because it's Anakin, it is an individual figure. And all right, that's fine. But if you like meet me halfway, Hasbro. I
Yeah,
mean, I understand
yeah, yeah, yeah,
you can't do everything that we're requesting because you'll say
yeah.
price points and all that shit, but you can meet me part way. Like
Hmm.
if you gave me these figures, 3 packs of these figures at the 25-30 market, but still charge $30 for a Mando or Anakin, I would be fine with that because I would see that you're a company willing to work with your fan base,
Yeah,
willing to work with your audience. I can meet you in the middle and take an L in one thing if we get a W in something else. But y'all aren't even willing to do that.
yeah,
Like you're just. I mean, I get it. They're a big factory ass machine, and their end goal is to maximize the profit, and we're not helping any because we still buy the damn toys.
yeah,
But it's annoying, and just talk about it. And it makes me mad.
yeah. Any kind of droid that's coming from like the Clone Wars, they should do that. It should
Yeah,
be to where you can get multiple of them. And honestly, I wouldn't even be too upset if there was some cut to some of the articulation. Even
absolutely.
uh,
You don't have to give me as much
you don't have
articulation.
to give me as much articulation with these guys. I
Or
can,
they had the nerve to have one of the droid, the R2 unit from Rebels as its own action figure, and they
yeah,
were charging like $15 to $18 just for that.
yeah,
Man, I'll
yeah,
kick you in your throat. Are you kidding
yeah.
me?
I
Like
know.
if you're gonna do that, if you're gonna sell a fucking droid for almost $20, Put
Mm,
some damn accessories in there. Some
yeah.
explosion accessories, some
Something.
blaster accessories, some shit like that in there, and make that like a worthwhile venture. Like if you guys would make actual accessory packs with literal things like that, I would be fine with making that purchase. But you're not about to sit here and just sell me an Android, an R2 unit
Yeah.
for almost $20 by itself.
Yeah. I agree. It's tough. And as a somebody who has a very large Star Wars collection, um, it's tough, man, because you want the representation, you want the clone like the clones.
Yeah.
God, give me battle packs with the clones, man.
All right. So here we are with Rocket and Star Lord. This is the
We
Fig Arts. I'm a big fan of Fig Arts. Fig Arts are really cool toys. They also still kind of I think they're a little bit smaller than your Marvel Legends, and
yeah.
if you're not a perfectionist, they still could fit in there. Um, I think their scale, especially with their women figures, really work with the Marvel Legend sets and stuff like that.
Hmm.
But Rocket and Peter, this is a 2 pack for $160. And as you can see, tons of articulation on these bad boys. It really doesn't look like Rocket has that much. I think it's
Nah.
hard to do. I think it's hard to do a Rocket figure, no matter what company it is. But the scan looks real good of Rocket's face. The Peter Quill looks amazing.
He
Um,
does.
and I'm looking at that bad boy, all types of articulation and
Hmm.
posability in this figure right here. I enjoy these bad boys. Uh, it would have to be a good day for me financially for me to say I'm going to get these. I will probably stick.
Yeah.
I would probably stick with the Marvel Legend figures on these,
Yeah.
unless unless they did the entire Guardians line. Now, Fig Arts normally comes out with a lot of good accessories with their figures
Hmm.
to go on top of the posing, but the sculpt and posability for me on Fig Arts, these are one of my favorite lines. What say you, Tony?
So really, the only thing that's winning me up, I'm going to say that Hasbro actually did a really good job. I feel like with these two
Hmm.
figures. The only thing that's winning me over is that Chris Pratt head scan is really dope.
Yeah,
Um, and if he came as a solo figure, I might pick him up. But really, they're kind of destroying it for me, making this a 2 pack and up in the price because that rocket kind of looks like the same thing that Hasbro gave us. Besides him having the two individual pistols,
yeah.
I know that the Hasbro one only came with like the larger gun, but he seemed to use the two pistols a lot more in the movie. Non spoiler, I guess. I don't know. Um, but yeah, I think making it a 2 pack would it hinders me from getting this because, like I said, the rocket, the rocket, it's just it doesn't look that it doesn't look anything that like that special. Because
uh,
Rocket's a character that I would that we talk about accessories. Rocket should come with a lot more accessories.
yeah,
If you
Rocket should come
can't,
with a lot more
yeah,
accessories.
if you can't give me the articulation and stuff because it is a smaller figure, whatever, then give me the accessories of Rocket to make that worthwhile, especially at $160 price point.
Right. Yeah,
Uh,
I agree. I agree.
it's a little
Um,
steep.
the thing I really like about this Chris Pratt figure is the articulation's there, but it's so hidden.
Yeah, it is.
All
Yeah,
his articulation, most of his articulation's hidden very well in the sculpt and design of this costume that they have here. That's one of my favorite things on here, and I don't know what these joints here with the legs really close to the waist and the inner thigh is, but I love those type of joints. So I know I can get a lot of cool poses out of this Chris Pratt. And I'll agree with you. That's why I said I'm probably not going to cop these, but I will cop the Marvel Legend ones. I think they did do a good job on the Marvel Legends ones, and
yeah,
I don't need $160 Chris Pratt and Rocket figure in my set when I can get the Legends and have everybody except for Gamora for some reason.
yeah. They'll come
Um,
out with her. They better.
I don't
I'll
think
be
they.
salty if they don't. Hey, and really that rocket head scan just kind of looks kind of plain and basic. Really,
I like the head scan. I know the head scans for creatures and stuff for fig arts don't always look that great in the photos, but when you get the figure,
bro.
they've been proven.
No, that looks like a regular ass raccoon.
Mm,
I need that like open mouth, angry, shit
mm,
talking group.
okay.
I'm getting I'm getting Pocahontas, furry little friend creature, Rocket right there.
Okay. I'll give you that. I'll give you that. I got no rebuttal for that. Well, so the Star Lord doesn't come with the helmet, Ryan, because James Gunn said the helmet's broke, and Peter never got the helmet fixed. So I know a lot of people have been complaining about where his helmet is or whatnot, and his
Yeah.
rocket boots. Peter doesn't use them anymore. Apparently, the rocket boots, and it could be some BS ass reason. James Gunn said it, but
I
he said that the rocket boots were cheap, and Peter doesn't use those anymore, and he never got the helmet fixed after it broke.
I also heard another thing that I heard was because of the circumstance of how they rushed out and and ran into the ship for Rocket that they left some of their gear behind.
Yeah,
So that was another thing that I heard, but I don't know. So
but
what are you rating this bad boy at, Mike?
I think you brought some valid points to the table. And this is a two-pack figure, so I gotta rate them together. If it was Chris Pratt by himself, I would have given it the Almighty All Might. But I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna have to give it. I'm gonna have to give it three mites.
I'll go three with you. I'll go three with you because of the Chris Pratt.
Yeah, Chris Pratt is
Um,
sharing in this.
Star Lord looks good. Even he could come with a few more accessories, but yeah, I mean that rocket kind of to jack up the price that much. You're telling me that rocket because what they're usually about $100 figures, right, by themselves.
It depends on the figures, because they can be anywhere from 70 to 120 for a solo figure, and depending on the detail. Like I got Goblin Slayer. That figure is
Yeah,
amazing.
but let's just say Chris Pratt. Let's just say Star Lord was $100, right, by
Yeah,
himself. You're telling me that this is worth $60,
it's not. The
and
Chris the
that's
Chris
where it
Pratt
gets me.
figure, from my experience with fig arts and seeing things, the Chris Pratt figure probably by himself would be 120, $130.
Well, even $40 for that guy right there.
And like I got which I do want to do on an unboxing. I don't know if I'm gonna do it today because I know you got the unboxing today. But I do have a Naruto, a Sakura, and Sasuke from Fig Arts, and I love their anime toys. But I got those figures each for $28, and those are
Yeah,
Fig Arts.
nice. They do. I mean, they have great figures. Their Dragon Ball Z figure, that Krillin that I got
Yeah.
from SH is that's a All Might for sure. But
All right,
but yeah,
what we got next here. I was checking my mouse. Hold on. All right, the Monkey King, right?
Monkey King from Four Horsemen, Mythic Legions. This is our last one, right? Last one of the day.
No, we got one more after this.
We got one more to this.
Um, I'm
Go ahead.
here for the presentation. You want to get me to buy a fucking toy? I don't even care about the Monkey King. But you
Yeah,
give me a presentation like this, I'm
yeah,
interested. I'm
for
invoked.
sure.
You know what I'm saying? The
Yeah,
black and white photo. Come on, man.
yeah, yeah.
They like toys. They love toys. Whoever did this.
Yeah. No, the thing is, these guys, they started off with just doing like Kickstarters and stuff, making their own, wave of, doing their own action figures, and they obviously were just toy collectors, toy lovers who realized that there was a market for like these fantasy type figures because they do more of like they do like the orcs and they do like the elves and they have the dwarfs and I have a few of those figures, but now they're starting to get into like this Eastern um type figures, and yeah, they killed it with this guy. I feel like this looks
So the sculpting is out the chain. And see, and on this one, it's got amazing detail in the sculpting of the armor, but the posability does not look limited by the armor.
yeah.
Like,
I want to say these run about $50, maybe more. They're the type of figures though that they only release
see?
them.
Oh, go ahead.
They only release them like when they release them and they're done. So like the aftermarket goes up pretty high on these bad boys. But if you can get it when it's out, I mean,
50, I, I
it looks like you're showing us
$50
more than
is
one figure.
yeah. $50 is a respectable price point on this. I have no qualms at all about
Yeah.
paying $50 for this figure. like
Yeah,
that.
soft goods. Look how you can just pose all the soft parts on to make it go the way you want it.
Look
All
at
those
the
accessories.
accessories.
Whew.
See, this is what I'm talking about. We got one, two, three, four. We got four head sculpts here.
Yeah.
The necklace comes is separate. Oh my! Oh, we got scrolls. We got fruit. We got the feathers for. We got shoes
Yeah. Bare
and
feet
bare
or
feet.
yeah.
Two. We got three pairs of hand accessories. Yo, this is what's up. This figure is on point.
Yeah. They do a really good job. Shout out to these guys for
Yeah,
just everything that they do. But when I seen this, I'm like, man, I gotta put this on here because this is something different that we haven't done yet. And like you said, have you ever asked for this figure?
yeah.
No.
No,
Have you ever said, man, I'd love to have a Monkey King figure? Probably not. But then you see this, and all of a sudden you're like, where can I
I need
put
a,
that on my shelf?
I
Where
need a
could I
Monkey King
fit that?
figure.
Yeah,
I mean, the armor detail is ridiculous. Oh, come on, man. I don't need to say no more.
no,
This
you
is
already
even
know. We're
all my
both
all my
all might for sure,
all day. This gets five. This gets a full fledged All Might. You know what I'm
for
saying? This
sure.
figure goes hard.
It does. They killed it with this guy.
Excellent job.
It went up for pre-order already. It might be one of the situations where if you missed it, you might have already missed it. Um, they might come back again for pre-order, but it's a beautiful figure, man. They really did a great job on this guy.
Yeah, absolutely. Love it. All right, and we're gonna close out because Mortal Kombat was announced. Mortal Kombat 1 was announced this
Hey,
week. We're gonna close our Run Them Dollars segment out with a Shiva figure.
Shiva Storm
And
Collectibles.
I'm not the biggest Mortal Kombat fan. I do enjoy it. And
Okay.
but this Shiva figure is speaking to me like Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, articulation on point. Amazing nice. Like it's a simple sculpt because there's not a lot to her to like there's not a lot of armor and stuff to her. So the body is
Yeah.
very simple. Um I and this is how the fucking Captain Adam figure should look before a male figure.
Mm, yeah.
Because I mean, all she's got is this bikini. All the rest of it is skin.
Yeah. But there's a lot of like shell. There's a lot of shading in there. There's a
Yeah.
lot of texture. You got the vein work in the leg. You can see all the muscle definition.
Ooh.
She got a flapjack booty. But yeah, man,
And this is all the pins are hit. There are no pins on this one, or at least they're not. They're hidden.
they're hidden. Yeah.
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 Good job.
Yeah. This I mean, look at that pose, right? Look at that. On the
Yeah.
tippy toes. The being able that, okay, if I want a fighting game figure, I want to be able to get poses like this.
Exactly.
Leg up. She comes with like 1,000 hands right there.
Yeah. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 sets. No, 12 sets of hands.
two different face sculpts. Now I will say the face sculpts for having two different head skins, they're not that
Not
different.
different.
One's got a slight mouth open. Maybe I could have seen, give me a little something different with the other head skin. She got her energy effect. She doesn't have too many energy moves. She's the type of just character that's gonna beat the hell out of you.
Hmm.
So you get the hands for that because she will throw them hands. Um, this is a dope looking figure. I'm definitely trying to, I definitely would want to pick this up because Shiva is a monster in the game. They got that classic look for her. So it's cool seeing a figure with four arms
It is. It is. You don't get a lot of them.
and they still have that ab crunch. Remember, because though a lot of people will take out that ab crunch and just make that one thick piece to get the four arms going. So
Yeah,
you still
they
get the
would.
ab
They
crunch.
would. Yeah. What are you giving this?
This is at $100. It's $109 for this figure. I'm gonna give it a 4.
Yeah, that took it down for me. I'm looking at it like, do I feel like that's $100 figure? I don't think that's $100 figure. Like that's like a for me. And I know toy studios are probably looking at us like you don't know shit about making a toy.
Yeah,
Shut up. For me, this is a 60, maybe $70 figure.
Yeah, Storm Collectibles is a little bit on the higher end as far as price point. Um, so that price point's going to bring it down for me a little bit. It would be for me. It would capture exactly what it needed to and do
Yeah,
its job and look great. And it would be a 5 if it was a little less money. But since it's $100, I gotta give it a 4.
yeah. I'm gonna rock with you on the four mites for that one. The price point does hurt a little bit for me, and granted, it is an amazing sculpt. It's a very well put together figure. It does its job. Decent amount of accessories for what the figure is. For what the
Yeah,
figure is, decent amount of accessories, great sculpt. But that head sculpt, the difference in the head sculpt isn't enough of a difference for me. Um,
yeah. That's where they could have. That's something that they could have improved on.
mhm,
Now I know what they do too is they release a completely different version of the figure with blood on it to give you that Mortal Kombat gore that you'll
mhm.
spend another $100 on, which you know, no,
Yeah,
thank you.
we could have got some bloody fist or blood effects or
Yeah,
there could have been a little bit more done for me. But hey, I guess apparently I'm greedy. So it is what it is. It is what it is. But
no.
all right. So we've just finished the segment of Run Them Dollars. And now we are gonna hit you with a story.
I think it's story time.
It's story time for from our collecting reservoir. Tony, would you like to go first, or do you have a story to share?
I do have a story. It's kind of
All right.
it's a little bit of a love story, Mike.
Oh, so you got to hit us with the once upon a time.
Yeah, once upon a time.
Hmm.
This is about let's see, it's about 13 years ago. I
Okay.
wasn't married yet.
Hmm.
Um, and I met this lady. We were talking and hanging out, and slowly falling in love. And one Christmas, a year into our relationship, she gets me two Christmas gifts, and I'm like, oh, okay. And you're not, first year, you're not. I open these figures. I open these two presents, bro, and it's two action figures. Not only that I had been looking for, but two action figures that I had needed to complete a build a figure.
Really?
Now I don't know about other toy collectors out there, but when you're in the dating scene, you're not having chicks buy you action figures, right? It's just not
Hmm.
something that's happening. The fact that this girl not only paid attention to what I needed in my collection for one figure, but for two different figures and knew that these are the type of figures that I buy, two figures that I were looking for, and she got me these action figures for Christmas was enough for me to say, you know what? I'm going to marry this lady. And 12 years down the road, we are still married, and she's still buying me action figures on my birthday and for Christmas. And so I wanted to share that romantic action figure collecting love story with you guys. So there you go.
Awesome, 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 awesome. That is excellent. For me, I don't have a love story on toys, but once upon a time, I was after what I called or what I felt was my holy grail to my toy collection. Uh,
Mm,
a toy that I've wanted for a very long time that I've never had as a child. I never had it, and as an adult, I wanted it, and it just never got around to getting it.
yeah,
And it is the exclusive uh, Millennium Falcon, the bad boy.
nice.
That one right there, with all the trimmings, the interiors, the lights, the sound effects. This is
Mm,
a true collector's edition of this thing, and I'd been looking for this figure for the ship, and just never could find it, or the price point was ridiculous for it. And I just and then it got to the point where like, you know what, I'm just gonna buy it. I'm just gonna find it. I'm just gonna buy it. I'm just
yeah,
because I want it. It's the grail. It's the Millennium Falcon,
for
and all
sure.
the Star Wars stuff was coming out. And I think 2 years ago you had it. You got it,
Yeah.
and I was like, this motherfucker, man. And I had all the pictures for it and stuff. And every time I would see those pictures, I was just like, oh, I want that ship so bad. Oh, I want it so bad.
Yeah.
Oh, it's good, as good, as good, as good. And so I found one on Amazon. There was only one,
He
but
was about to pull that trigger.
It was like $600 or something. And I was like, oh my god, it's so much money.
So the way that you're rubbing your face and the stress I'm feeling is exactly the real stress. I mean, that's legit. You're showing the real stress and the thoughts that you go through when you're about to pull that trigger on that big of a purchase.
Right. Oh my god. And I felt like it was, I understand things go up because it would have been buying it from an individual collector who had one and was just trying to sell it. So obviously up the
Mm,
price. Everywhere else, it's even higher. It's crazy.
right. Yeah.
And so we go to this store called Big Fun. Take note, I have the Millennium Falcon in the shopping cart, and I'm like, maybe if I have a really good convention, maybe if I have a really, really, really good convention, some commissions and stuff. Um, it's in the shopping cart. I'm talking about it back and forth with my wife, and I'm just like, oh my god, I don't, yeah.
Mm,
And we go through to Big Fun on a regular basis, and once a month we go down to Big Fun. Big Fun is a toy collector toy store. They have all types of old school toys, all types of new school toys. They have everything down there. It's an amazing toy store. And we go down there regularly looking for Marvel Legend figures, and we take the girls and we take Miles, and they'll get a little something or whatnot. And I'm in this store all the time. And the week that I have this thing in my shopping cart and contemplating back and forth if I'm gonna get it. We go down to Big Fun, not looking for the Millennium Falcon, mind you,
yeah.
looking for new legends to add to our collection, me and mine. And I get down there, and in the window is the fucking Millennium Falcon
Looks like
hanging out,
fate.
flying in the sky. So I
Fate.
dart in there. I break in there, and I'm like, "Is that the is that the half
Yeah. Yeah.
Millennium Falcon, the collector's one? Well, the interior, the light, the sound effect, all the
Yeah.
stuff." And he's like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." And I was like, "Are you serious?" He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "How much is it?" I'm gonna tell you, it was half the price of what
Nice.
they charge on Amazon. I said, run it
Yeah.
right now. I don't care, run it right now.
Yeah.
He was like, "Are you sure?" I said, "Run me that money."
Right. Yeah.
And he's like, "All right, let me get you the box. The box is downstairs." I was like, "You got the box too?"
Nice.
He's like, "Yeah, all the accessories, everything's in there, man." I was like, "Oh my god!" I was like, "When did you get this ship?" He was like, "We had this for a long time." No, I said, "Shut up! No, you don't. No, you didn't. I'm in the store all the time. You did not have this ship." He was like, "Oh no, it was up there." There is a if you've ever been in Big Fun, I know a lot of you probably have not. It's a very small store, and they have a rack in the middle, a rack in the
Mm,
middle that's filled up with stuff and cases that's in the middle. So it's like a track that you go around, and they have all these boxes of different toys like figures, bases, and stuff. And the entire time that I've been going to the store for over a year, the Millennium Falcon one has been sitting up there in
wow.
a box. And he said, "Yeah, nobody ever noticed
Collecting
it up
dust.
there. So we just opened it up last week and was like, yeah, let's put this in the window because nobody ever sees it." I was like,
And
"Are
you
you
got
kidding
it.
me?"
Then you got your Falcon.
And I got my Falcon, man. I got it. He couldn't find the box, so he gave me an even bigger discount. And I was like, bet. And
Nice.
I took the Millennium Falcon. I had it in my hand. I went outside and I was flying it. And all these I was downtown, uh, downtown in Columbus, Ohio, and I was just walking with it, going.
Nice.
And all these young college students looking at me like, "What the fuck's wrong with that old ass dude?"
Yeah.
And but I saw this older guy who was my age, and he saw me, and he was walking
He's
with his
a,
wife. He
yeah.
just looked at me, gave me the head, and I was like, "Hell yeah!" I
Yeah.
was like, "Yes, sir. He gets
Yeah.
it.
He got it.
He gets it."
Nice.
And I carefully placed this thing in my trunk. And I took it home, and I have it, the Millennium Falcon. I have always wanted this. I've always wanted this thing as a child and never got it. And I want, I got to wait it for this one because this one had all the effects and stuff like
Yeah.
that, or whatever. So it was a very good toy hunting adventure.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
That's a
So
that's a beautiful story. Uh, it almost brings a tear to your eye. You know, you getting that one thing that you've been wanting, and it just worked out for you. Um, we are part of multiple things. We do a lot and we're gonna run a quick commercial break just to see what some of the other stuff that we are cooking.
Yeah,
Um,
give me 1 second because I got so caught up in my story I forgot to prep that video.
that's okay. That's okay. That's all right. It was a beautiful story. Like I said, you capture it so greatly. Um, if you want to skip ahead, we can. You can while you're pulling it up, you can talk about
Oh no, I
what
got it.
you
We're
got it.
starting now.
Let's run it then.
Let's run it. Let's
The new originals.
that was the wrong one. That was the wrong one.
I thought when it started playing, I was
I was
like,
like, what? Wrong clip, wrong clip.
I don't think that's it, but I could be wrong.
Give me 1 second.
It's all right.
There it is.
Let's run it. Now we're
There.
gonna run it.
Now we're gonna run it. So yes, that's one of our shows on the agency.
Yeah.
It's called The Feed. It's called The Feed with Feed. You can check that out weekly.
Yes, Fee, the phenomenal Fee. She also is on 5 Star Fridays, and she hangs out. She's awesome. She'll give you all the tea in the freestyle comics world. So definitely check that out.
Absolutely.
Next, we talked about what we like, what we're excited about. When it comes to the point, I think Mike's got something he wanted to share with us about what he thinks would improve the toy industry. What's an improvement?
So for me, improvement of the toy industry would go. I'm tired of the Build-A-Fig, and sometimes we got some good Build-A-Figs, and sometimes we don't. The Ultron from What If, severely disappointed in that figure. It's trash.
Okay.
All right. It can't hold its accessory. It is the size of if you were looking at figures in the figure world, it's the size of a skinny child. It's not intimidating. It's not massive the way it was in the show. And it's got the bare minimum articulation. The armor on top of them is janky as fuck. And it's like you increase the price of these toys saying, well, you're getting a whole nother figure if you buy the whole line. Well, guess what? Sometimes I don't buy the whole line. And sometimes your Build-A-Figure isn't a figure that I fucking want. So stop making the Build-A-Figure. Just make that figure. Put that figure in its own line and make that a deluxe figure. And then bring down the price point on all the other figures. Like, they come, and I know that there's these awkward toys that a certain sex people of order or want or whatever. But a lot of times that Build-A-Figure ain't a figure that nobody's asking for. Like, you put that Build-A-Figure in for the Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, and you gave me that big ass ox figure.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that this ox does something in the movie. It ain't do shit but stand there.
Yeah.
Background character. It ain't not a damn spell. It ain't have a speaking part. But then this is the Build-A-Figure you get. Who asked for that? I didn't. We didn't even know who that figure was. When you could have gave me as a Build-A-Figure the fucking dead Doctor Strange. That could have been the Build-A-Figure that you could have gave me. But you want to keep putting these janky ass Build-A-Figure. Like the last good Build-A-Figure that we got was the Watcher. That one was cool.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the Watcher. It's a good sculpt for what the Watcher does. Good posability. The cape and everything was real nice. He got a real pimp stance that I love, and his head sculpt is amazing. If you're going to stop including the Build-A-Figure. Make it a deluxe figure at the end of the series that you can get. Sell that one for the $40 or $50 and really put some damn articulation and sculpting in that, because that Ultron figure should have been amazing.
Yeah.
Ultron figure should have been super fucking dope, and it was a ghastly disappointment in it. And you bring down the cost of all the other figures in that line, dude. You will move. I just don't. You will move so many more figures if they are at a lower price.
Yeah.
And it just does not make any sense to me. And I know some toy person is probably like, well, you have to work in the industry to understand what's going on here. No, explain to me. Explain it to me because
Yeah,
there's always an up cost. You want to know how I know there's an up cost? Because we make comics. We make comics. As a matter of fact, go buy our comics because we make comics and we
yeah.
have print and production costs versus what the actual sales cost of it is so we can make a profit. So I know that there's an upcharge. And I also know you don't have to charge as much as you charge for the upcharge.
I agree with you, and I disagree with you. Here's my take on that. Back when they were first starting, and Marvel Legends was coming out, and the DC Universe Classics line was coming out, Build a Figures were fun.
Mm-hmm.
They were fun because they were giving us characters that we cared about at that point, and you were getting like DCUC, the classic DC line. When you were getting characters that you cared about, but then you were getting like Bane as the Build a Figure, like it was worth it. It was fun. It was cool. You cared about the characters. I think we're just stretched so thin now on materials for Build a Figures that they're now giving us, say, like the Guardians of the Galaxy. They give us that little dog as a Build a Figure.
That's
I
what I'm
mean,
saying, man.
come on, bro. We don't.
That that
That's
Cosmo figure could have came with Rocket.
yeah. It should have came with Rocket, and then give us a Gamora as that other, or something. Um, or here's another. If you wanted to give us one of them little crusty ass animals that were in the movie, you know what I mean? That were all like, you know what I'm saying?
Like I don't want to pay that price point, but for $30, I would have paid for that little critter that they
Yeah,
had join the Guardians for Cosmo and Rocket in one pack. I'd
yeah.
have
I
paid 30
mean,
$35 for that.
you really, really, what should have happened is Groot should have been that Build a Figure,
Mm-hmm.
and you give us all the limbs and the wings and him holding all the guns, and I can do everything I want to with that Groot, and that was the Build a Figure. Instead, you made it the dog that nobody really cares about. Um, I'm sure there is people that care about it. I won't say
See, no,
that.
I like Cosmo, but it's like you got to understand like you're saying, you got to understand the value of the character. In a
Yeah,
2 pack or 3 pack with Groot and other that would sell.
yeah. Yeah, I agree with you. There was a point where Build a Figures was fun, and you're really looking forward to get all the figures because you wanted all the figures and you wanted to build a figure. But now it's just so watered down, especially I would say more so in the MCU.
Mm-hmm.
There's just not enough build a figure worthy characters in the cinematic universe to make the build a figures worth it. There's just
Yeah.
not.
But then also the Marvel Legends can come out with other figures. Like I understand you guys don't want to spoil the movie. Then wait till the fucking movie's out
Yeah,
and drop these figures because there's figures from Ant-Man that they could have released that were in the war that we could have
mm,
got, like that dude that fires the thing that fires the energy from his head. Could
yeah,
have been a figure. The lady who was in charge of the rebellion of the people that were fighting for their freedom. We could have got a figure of her because she was dope. Like, stop giving me the same figure, man. Like,
and I want a hefty figure. I remember when they put out Mantis. Remember when they did Mantis as the build a figure?
yeah,
Like, come on, bro. That's crazy. Don't give us no regular scale figure. If I'm getting a build a figure, I want him to be like, okay, I had to build this monster because he wouldn't
yeah.
fit in a damn box that made sense. Okay, cool. But then they're doing this other weird thing now where Hasbro is doing a build a figure and then like a year later releasing that deluxe version of the figure. They're yeah, I agree. I for the most part I agree with you. At
Mm-hmm.
this day and age, get rid of the build a figure unless it truly makes sense. Back in the day I would have disagreed because I thought it was fun. But
Mm-hmm.
it's no longer fun when you're trying to build, stupid
Like,
characters.
and even like, and I completely agree. I do agree with what you're saying though, but like you could have put, like I said, those characters in a 3 pack and been fine with that, and
Yeah.
then given us a damn Gamora figure. Like, why is there
Uh,
no Gamora figure?
I don't know why we're waiting on a Gamora. I don't understand.
You came
For
up with
one,
every single Guardian except for Gamora.
yeah, who has a lot of screen time and
A
does
lot
a
of screen
lot
time.
in the movie.
And real talk, the Build a Figure could have been those cybernetic animalistic characters that they had in
That's
there.
what I was talking about.
The
Yeah, that's
pig,
what I meant. That's
I
what
would
I
have
meant.
I would love to get
that
that
would
as
have
a
been
build a figure.
awesome. Those would have been awesome build figures. That's what I meant when I was talking about the animals. They could have used any of those for,
Any of them. And it's just like, what is holding y'all back from this? Are
or
you?
that big ass thing that they wrote on that Mantis could talk to.
Yeah,
It's a stupid little monster. I mean, it's a stupid monster, but that's more of a line of a builder figure. Like
it's been in the movie twice. It's been in this franchise twice.
so I don't know. I
Yeah.
agree. Just do away with them. If you're gonna give us crap, just do away with them, Hasbro. Because we don't want the crap.
We don't. Yeah, we don't. But well, we're coming to our our one of
What's
our
in the
favorite things,
box?
and
Yeah.
it just describes itself.
Put the gun
I
down.
saw you with the box. What was in the box?
Because I envy your normal life.
Put the gun down, David.
It seems that envy is my sin.
Oh, what's in the box?
Not till you give me the
What's
gun.
in the box?
What's in the box? What's up, everybody?
Here we go. So Tony is opening up this week.
Yeah. Let's get it.
There we go.
Hold on one sec. All right, go ahead. Run it.
Yeah, it's playing, Tony. You're up.
It's just showing a black screen for me. I'm not seeing anything. Sorry. There's that technical difficulties we were talking about. I don't know. Yeah, it's just an all black screen.
Can you see it now?
No, it's still just a black screen.
That doesn't make any sense. It's showing for me. This is very confusing. The whole video is playing right now.
It's weird. Yeah, it's just a plain. It's like just a black screen. I'm not seeing anything on it for me. I just sent you. I'm gonna send you a picture of it.
That's really weird.
Well, you know what? It's okay. And here's why it's okay. We're going to put this unboxing on our TikTok. So we'd love for you guys to go follow our TikTok and be a part of our TikTok. So you missed it here. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Yeah, just give me one. All right, so this is
What's up, baby? There you go.
This is one of the characters from the Animal Warriors of the Kingdom. It's like an independent company that started doing. They run their Kickstarters to give you more of these fantasy type figures. There's a comic book that goes with these figures. This is Pale in his adventurer armor, the first wave. They did an amazing job on the box. Plus, the creator signs each one of the action figures, which I think is a unique thing. That's the first wave. Just kind of showing you the box. With the fig, I'm going to say for an independent company that's just starting off, the articulation is there. It's missing. It doesn't have the butterfly joints, but it's got the ab crunch. It's got the double knees. The armor is like super articulate or detailed. Like if this is wave one, you can only imagine what the future holds for them. Their weapons are super detailed. The only thing I maybe don't like is that smirk face. It goes with the characters if you read the book. But like we always say, we want those like battle ready faces, and him coming in smiling kind of takes away from that battle ready face. But overall, it's a good looking figure, especially if you're telling me this is your wave one and this is your first one. It's got the sword, it's got the knife, and look at the detail on the weapons. Hasbro's not doing that. Hasbro's not giving details and all the different colors and all the different markings on the weapons like these guys are. This is a $30 figure from an independent company, so they're not the machine that Hasbro is, but they're cranking out details like this on the weapons. And he comes with 4-5 different weapons. So overall, it's a great fig. If you're looking to enhance your guys's like fantasy realm figures or your displays, I would definitely pick these guys up. It gives like a Planet of the Apes vibe to it. Um, so yeah, I like the figure. Mike, what do you think about the fig? I sent you pictures of this figure before. I know your thing was you didn't like the smiling face.
Nah, I'm uh for an independent company, the figure is nice. It's a good job. I'm just not in love with the design of the figure.
Okay.
So uh the head sculpt not really doing anything for me. It looks like the figure, so I guess just in general, I just don't like what I don't like how it looks, what it's based off of.
Okay.
So the figure on its own though is solid. It is a solid figure. Those accessories are really nice. The detail in the armor, especially the mid armor section, is really good.
Yeah, a lot of detail. That's what got me was the detail and the like, especially on the weapons. Like I said, Hasbro's not giving us that on their weapons. All the different tones. So for me, if I'm grading this figure, I'm probably gonna for an independent company for the price point, the accessories, and the detail. I'm gonna go with a 4.
Okay, okay. So you're giving this figure 4 mites.
4 mites.
All right. Well, I feel inspired, I've just got stuff sitting here, so I'm gonna jump into some unboxing as well.
Okay.
Now, first off, I was disappointed because this is not the figure that I wanted. I wanted this figure, but I thought it was the 6 inch that I was getting, and it is not. It is the miniature. But I immediately wanted to get this figure, especially after I watched the Mandalorian. All right, so nothing in there. I hate these boxes. I hate them so much. Uh, it is as far as the graphics and the layout and stuff on there, all that stuff is good. But I hate windowless action figures boxes. All right, so on the table we have our figure. What is this? Is this a blanket? Jesus Christ! They wrapped them up in a little blanket.
I hate. I'm so glad we're getting rid of those boxes.
Yeah, I feel like I almost want to feel like this is more work. I don't know.
It is.
All right, so let's just see what we all have in here. Get it all out the bag. All right, so got a shield here. We got the main rifle, uh, the backpack that goes behind them. We've got some firing accessories. Thank you. And we've got his combat knife here, and the shield he has on his arm. Looking at the figure, uh, the paint job gets it done. There's nothing amazing about the paint job. It is what it is. Uh, they got the colors right, but I'm sure they could have done more. But big company. Sculpt is really good. Armor, all there. I mean, it looks just like the character in the show. Articulation is really good. Lots of articulated points, especially on these figures. Oh, we got the waist joint right there. I love that. Dig that. Yeah. Let's see how he looks with the backpack on. See how easy this is. Where does this go? Oh, it goes right in there, I think. All right. And well, how the hell is he supposed to hold this? Oh, okay, maybe this. Yeah, I think this right here.
I think it actually is supposed to go in the other hand.
I think it's supposed to go in the other hand.
I think so. Yeah. I could be wrong.
Oh no. I'm looking at the wrong thing for the handle. He holds it from the back. But I assumed it was this hand because it's the trigger. But see, that's the thing, y'all. There is no damn trigger hand on this figure. It shouldn't be, because he just holds this big ass gun.
Mm,
Alright, so he holds it like that. That's a good pose, like right out the gate.
yeah.
And then we got the firing accessory. Oh, let's see here. There we go. That one went in there easier. There
Those
you go.
other ones probably go on as a jetpack.
Yeah, you're right. Hey, that's that Star Wars collector experience from 5 star. I'm gonna put a shield on there just for the hoo ha. Yeah, it's a really good. You know, what size scale is this? 1/3.
Yeah, it's a 3.75. Um, here's the thing, honestly, that release is better than the 6 inch. Like
You
you
think
want
so?
your figure, yeah. So like as far as like accessories go and opposability and everything you get with that figure, it's better than what we got with the 6 inch figure. Um, you didn't get the shield, you didn't get the knife, you didn't get the blaster effect, you didn't get the jetpacks, you didn't get any of that with the 6 inch figure. So they
Mhm.
really need to add. That's what should have came with all the stuff that you got is what should have came with the 6 inch figure too, but it did not. So as far as like just coming with more and doing more, it's actually a better figure than the 6 inch
You know
figure.
what? Because that would piss me off. Because I assume that this is everything that would come with the 6 inch.
Yeah. So, but again, it's one of the things where you can tell it was a rushed release. They just got it out. It was before we got to see fully what he did. And that goes back to last week when we were talking, where I was talking about like, I'm okay if you just wait, wait a little bit longer and put the figure out when we know and it has everything that it does because that's what's frustrating.
Now, see,
Um,
now it gets a knock from me because I am not seeing a holster or a built loop for me to put his damn knife.
uh, I
I
can't
mean,
think of where the knife
yeah.
goes. It has to. They have to have somewhere for it to go.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything. I'm looking at the. Oh,
On the leg,
found it. Yep.
yeah,
Now that's pretty cool because it did blend in very well. So yeah, man, this is a great figure.
yeah.
I was kind of like
No,
selling.
that's a dope figure, and you have some of those at that scale, and you got that Razor Crest, so I think it'll fit in good with that.
Yeah, I need to find a new spot for my Razor Crest so I can display the other figures in there. But yeah, man, that's not the one I wanted, but that's still a damn good figure. I give him
Yeah,
all.
for the scale and what it's supposed to do, and the line that it fits in, that's a great figure. Like I said,
Yeah,
I'd give it an all might. It does not the 6 inch figure did not come with all that goodness. So that's definitely a dope figure.
awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, here comes the fun. It's fun to me. What is the
Them first figures that we seen pictures of, man. Uh, those the ones from Dungeons and Dragons.
the Dungeons and Dragons figures of the dud of the week for
Those
you?
are the duds. Yeah,
Mm,
for sure.
yeah. I'm gonna have to say, yeah, I agree. The Dungeons and Dragons figures are the duds of the week.
They're
Um,
duds.
they just seem uninspired
They seem
and very
cheap.
basic.
They seem like they're like we don't know how good this movie's gonna be, so let's not waste too much money putting them out, and we'll see how it goes. And that's what we got. And I feel like that's what they did. It was like a trial thing. It was like there might be a sequel. This movie might flop. Let's just put these out for their people might buy them.
Hmm.
Other than that, it's just they're not that great.
Yeah,
Oh.
they feel like things that were obviously just rushed out because of the movie coming out. Um, we got that. All right, so we are continuing on our path to showcase what is the ultimate toy. We've
Mm.
got 5 toys, and we're going to look at each toy, one toy a week, and then we're gonna let you guys vote on which one you think is the ultimate toy, which will be the Plus Ultra figure um, of the month.
What we running this week?
This week we are going to be running. I got the window set up here. Uh, a throwback, but I had to include it because I thought it was so impressive.
Okay.
Falcon
Mm.
from Hot
Yeah.
Toys. The official Hot Toys Falcon figure is a problem. All
It's a beautiful figure.
right, everything about this figure. Oh my god, the wings, and I've seen it in the Moana and her husband have it. It is
Oh,
crazy. Um,
nice.
I'm not real crazy about cloth
Yeah,
figures,
me either.
but they did such a good job on this. This one's coming in a price tag of $474. I mean, the sculpt, it
So
looks
this is like the same scale as like your old school GI Joes, right?
yes.
Yeah. Okay.
No, I believe so. I think this is still a 1/6 scale. No, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Okay. Yeah. Well, I always get confused with the scaling system.
Yeah.
As long as I've been collecting toys, but
Yeah.
yeah, because I don't think they're as tall as those old school GI Joe figures, but they are still bigger,
Okay.
bigger than a regular 6 inch.
Okay.
Yeah. Um.
I mean that face sculpt that's what we're talking about. Good face sculpt right there. That's a beautiful
Yeah.
face
That's
sculpt.
exactly what I'm talking about. Like hot toy level face sculpting.
Look at the hair. Look at the detail in the hair.
The mask, the costume, the texture
Yeah.
on the costume, those wings. Oh
Yeah.
Lord, talk to me.
Those wings are dope. His
Those
little
wings.
accessory is dope. Yeah. That's a steep price point, but
Yeah,
that's a one and done.
I don't mean to take any glory from Steve Rogers, but this to me has been the best Captain America costume.
Mm.
I love it. It just is. It is just banger. I mean, this thing would be amazing to shoot, to have to put photos of, whatever, just to
Oh
have
yeah.
in the collection. It just is incredible. Look at that. Look at the wings on this bat.
I like how the shield fits on the back.
Yeah,
It's nice.
yeah, and they got Red Wing
I
with
mean, that looks like a movie clip almost.
almost, yeah. Look at the
Nice.
flexibility of the
Oh yeah,
wings.
that's nice. You can get
I
that
mean,
nice.
it's all about the textures on this figure.
A lot of texture, a lot of details. That's a steep price point, but I get it.
I do want to own a hot toy, a couple of them. Like I do want to get an Iron Man. I don't know
Hmm.
what, and I want to get one more figure, like, and just have, like, I think this is that figure that I would love to have.
Hmm.
But yeah, it's up there. So we've shown you the Bumblebee, Optimus Prime, and now we're showing you Falcon. Um, just,
I
I mean, any toy that we're showing you on this list is an All Might level figure.
Yeah, for
We're
sure.
just trying to figure out which one is the ultimate, the plus ultra figure out of the ones that we're going to show you. We got 3. We've shown you 2. We got 3 more to show you. Um, and we'll be putting up the voting scale very soon on our socials. This is, oh my goodness, that figure
It's a
is,
beautiful fig for
yeah,
sure.
yeah, absolutely.
But
Um,
Mike, I got
what?
time today.
Oh, you got time today?
I do. I know
Oh,
you had time last week, but I got time today.
okay, go ahead. What
And
you
this is
got
not
time
a this
for?
ain't a personal attack. I think McFarlane is doing a great job on some things, but brother, you own rights to a lot of shit. Avatar, Mortal Kombat, DC, Spawn, all this shit. You own the rights to a lot of it. Can we stop getting fucking Batman figures from you, bro? every time I turn around, instead of you've released four or five Mortal Kombat figures since you've had the line. You've released like 60 Batman figures, bro. Let me tell you how bad it is. You released a Yellow Lantern Batman before you came out with Sinestro. Like, what are you doing? We do not need this many Batman figures. There's no reason to have this many Batman figures. Get off the Batman figure sack. we don't
Dude,
we don't need
McFarlane
it.
loves Batman.
We don't. There's just so many Batman figures. Every time you turn around, every wave has a Batman figure in it. There's a different there's literally you're running out of ideas for Batman figures. Like I can't. There's no reason why we don't have more Mortal Kombat figures out. There's no reason why we've only got 3 Avatar figures out. You know,
Mhm.
like, come on, bro. We didn't
But
even got a classic. We don't even have a comic book classic Wonder Woman yet.
that's terrible. But
You've dropped the ball on the female figures completely. You keep putting
yeah,
out all
yeah.
these male figures and you're not doing any female figures hardly. And you keep giving us Batman after Batman after Batman after Batman, and I'm tired of it, bro. I might even get into your line. You have some cool stuff, but I'm just not in it yet because I'm like, man, why do I keep seeing all these stupid different Batman figures? Come
Hey,
on.
you know what? I didn't have any time today, but I'm gonna make time today with and tag off of what you said. Um, take the anime license away from McFarlane. He does not need to be making the Avatar toys. He does not need to be making the My Hero Academia toys
Yeah.
because he just. I know I used to complain that there needs to be more articulation in McFarlane's toys, but they don't. They don't. We don't need the articulation. Like if McFarlane needs to go back to what he was doing with the Spawn figures. I
Mhm.
realized I mouthed off too much and I got rid of a thing that he was good at. But his Avatar figures suck.
Yeah.
His My Hero Academia figures suck.
Yeah.
Please give that back to Figma. Give that back to Fig Arts. Let them do those figures because there's so many characters that I want from those franchises that
Mhm.
I and I'm not buying them from McFarlane. I'm
Yeah.
not. Owners, what is it, Viz Media or
Mhm.
whatever, owners of My Hero Academia and the Avatar Studio, please take your license back and
Give
give
them
it
the S.
to
Give
Figma,
them the S. Yeah. Give them the
give it
SA.
to Fig Art, give it to Figma, and
Yeah.
I will buy those toys. I want them. I want those figures. I want
Yeah.
Aang. I want Aang when he was over in the Fire Lord in the Fire Country. I want that Aang. I want Avatar Aang.
Yeah.
I want the Aang in his late in the
Yeah,
early.
yeah. I would buy all the different versions of the characters.
Yeah,
I love that show. I love that franchise. But McFarlane just isn't doing it for me on them toys.
yeah, and they're just not posable. Like I got a
Yeah.
whole anime section over here and other anime toys scattered around here, and they're so posable, or they've captured,
Yeah.
the feel of the show. And McFarlane, for me, is not
Hey.
capturing the
Sorry, yo.
feel of those characters. I mean, just as if they just stand there like this, you
Yeah.
know. But I want those toys need to move. Those toys need
Yeah.
to clash.
I think
Um,
he's just doing too much too. It's like stick to Spawn, stick to DC. You got DC and Spawn, that's cool. And you're doing
mhm.
some amazing things. You're doing some amazing. My kids are acting crazy right now.
It's
Y'all.
okay.
Hold on. Oh, no, but you're doing some amazing things. Hold on.
He is doing some amazing things, and I'm not trying to completely knock McFarlane. I mean, what he is doing for the toy industry, what he has is spectacular, is
Yeah.
fantastic. But just because McFarlane can make a toy, don't mean he should make a toy.
Yeah.
All right, like Figma, um, uh, I have these amazing My Hero Academia toys, and
Yeah.
Figma ain't coming out with them fast enough. So, no, it's not Figma because it's I forgot the studio that makes them, but I do have some Figmas and I do have some
Yeah.
Fig Arts. And in my head, and I could be absolutely wrong, I feel like they're not making enough figures because McFarlane has a license as well. So, so I feel you on everything you said. So,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely had time today.
Well, it's been a great episode.
Yes.
We're still trying to figure out our balance and our time. I know we went a little long today, a little winded, but when you're passionate about, it's hard not to be. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So thanks for rocking with us. Rock with us next week. And we hope you guys enjoy it, man. Make sure you comment and let us know, some stuff that you'd like to see different. This is a learning experience for us. This is our first toy show. We are super passionate about it. I know you can see the passion there. But let us know what kind of skits you like and what maybe ones that you don't, or whatever you'd like to see from the channel, from the show.
Right. All right, y'all. We will catch y'all later. Thanks for joining in. Thanks for the participation. And get active with those toys because they out there.
Collect.